at it, it's like, it annoys the shit out of me. You gotta pay so much. And I remember playing this on PC, like, over the summer last year, and I remember only playing for 2 weeks, and I didn't get a chance to really get into this, like, patch and all this here. But I don't ever, as I remember playing, remember it costing this much. But then again, I mean, I didn't really get in, I mean, yeah, but I didn't really get into it that much on PC, so then again, it could have costed this much, and I just probably can't remember. Yeah.
I don't know if I'll actually get over it or not.
Mhm. Yeah. I know what you're saying. I mean, I'll get used to this. It's just gonna take me some time, but I'm sure I'll get used to it.
I don't know if I'll get used to it, because all the dungeons that I want to run are just...
I mean, I'll get used to it, you know. I know it's just gonna take me some time. On PC, there's no way I could get used to it. I tried, but I was like, nope.
These price keys are taking care of them.
Well, yeah. They are. But yeah, they are taking quite a bit.
Longer than what I thought.
I don't get it. Apparently, I guess you can upgrade to, like, you know, frost metal and all that stuff, but yet they got it actually in dungeons where you can actually roll for it. That don't make sense. Like, why do that when you can just, like, upgrade? Why would, like, why would they do that? Why would they have it in the dungeons where you have to roll for it, and hopefully you roll the highest number to get it, but then again you have to then again you could upgrade it. I'm like, I don't get that. I don't make any sense. To me, don't make any sense. I'm like, why would you bother trying to run? I mean, I can see where people run the dungeons to get all the chanting stuff, but why would you run just to keep running and hoping that you get the gear, and you keep just, you know, you keep getting outrolled, and yet when you could just, you know, upgrade it, it'd be easier. Only if they had this, like, back around then yeah, it probably made me easy. It probably would have been a little bit easier for me in a few of my classes. Because I remember when I was running with my Mystic and I tried to get my Misery, I ran Velk's Hold 5 times trying to get my weapon in my shoes, and all I could get out of all 5 runs was the belt. So I'm like, if they had this back around then, to where you could actually, you know, get it from the dungeons or upgrade through your inventory, I would have chose upgrade through my inventory. It would have helped me out a lot. Instead of me getting frustrated and annoyed with the fact that I'm running the dungeon over and over, and every time I roll for it, I get outrolled. Ooh, I don't know what character you're on, if we got in at all. So, nope. No, damn. I got in with the warrior, tank, sorcerer, and an archer, so.
Yeah, I'm on my sword, but I changed my name.
What'd you change your name to?
Venjuret.
Okay, yeah, nope. Guess I went to name something, Kamoko, Miko. So, yeah.
Yeah. I still have 10,000 by the Sork, but it's a level 1 now, instead of this one.
But I've run this before, so the mechanics I should be able to remember. So it shouldn't be too hard. I asked my friend if he's gonna get back on the game because he, you know, because of the new update and all. And he was all like, I don't know. And I'm like, why not? I'm like, you played Lilith Keep, you liked Lilith Keep. I'm like, why not come back for it? I don't know about this tank, but this tank already died. And I just resed the tank. Oh, that's a warrior. So warrior just died too. But where the hell you die at, warrior? Because if you're the one who died the whole time, then I need to frickin' raise you, and I don't know where the hell you at. Oh, that's the warrior who died that I resed. And then ain't getting up. I'm like, get up. I resed the dude, but then someone said under the ads. I'm like, I don't know what you mean by under the ads. I'm like, I resed the dude. He just laid there. I'm like, not my fault. Well, the first boss is a piece of cake. Wow. I don't remember it being this easy, but then again, you got people in here who all have pretty high item levels anyways.
Like I was saying earlier, like 1 meteor from my sword with a +5 frost metal takes off two or more bars of health.
Damn. Well, I haven't.
Heaven forbid I pop Clutch's Lil and pop mana boost.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright.
Okay. Are we gonna go or what? Yes, let's go. Let's do this. Let's not stand around, people.
swear to God, people in this household can't do a fucking thing right by themselves.
Damn.
You let me in. Fucking, what happened to your keys? They're in my locker at work. Where's the keys for the locker? Inside the house.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like very annoying.
So you wasted $20 in gas to come all the way back. Just to get your keys. Common sense is not common, children. And now the guild's clean. God, how was it? Get your fucking ass to the fleet, we need your MVPS. Yes, father. Someone's fucking arguing outside this fucking dungeon saying, thanks for wasting my MP stupid, and I'm just sitting here like, damn, feels bad, can't relate.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay, can't hold aggro. Got it.
What boss you on? First, second, or third?
First.
Damn, I'm already on the third with the group I'm in.
We're in 2 different dungeons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they need guild needed GPS for the fleet, and we just started.
Yeah, I've done that one. The Shattered Fleet, yeah.
Yep, I haven't. This will be my first time, and first impressions are not good.
I mean, to me, I've done that one. It's pretty easy to me. So is Ravenous Scourge, which is a 3-man dungeon, and I like Ravenous Scourge. It's better than Channel Works.
Yeah, well, honestly, the Shattered Fleet has a nice fucking endurance to it. It makes me feel somewhat okay.
Like it's a challenge a little bit, I guess.
Well, no, it just feels like I'm back to normal where my meteors take off like a half a health bar, if not like just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Where I was running real steep hard mode and taking off 2 bars in one fucking meteor without managers with quad. Like, that's fucked.
Yeah.
This just feels like I'm back to normal, like it's the VSHM fucking endurance.
Yeah.
I'm used to.
Something I guess you're really looking for and watching.
Yeah. Like, I don't want it to be like stupid fucking endurance like Manglemire or how RMHM is right now, but I don't want to be burning fucking Lewis Keat low endurance. Like, that's just stupid.
Yeah. Well, apparently you can't do the thermal referee or something, or refinery, because you can go teleport, but there's no instant matching for it up top.
For what dungeon?
It's called the thermal refinery. Yeah, it's a side. It's apparently the story quest. You get 65. It says use the teleport to go into the thermal refinery, and when you go to it, you don't see it under instant matching. So like, I don't know what's up with that.
Not a clue.
But I went there. I went and examined this part of the world that they make you examine, and so on and all this stuff. So I did that. Shoot. Oh, I think I'm stuck. Or not. But yeah, so I got that all caught up. So now I'm just like on Island of Dawn, doing my story quest for the free traders. They're making you kill the sickly Orus and Basilisk and all that again. Like, I've done that before.
Yeah. I don't do that.
But they're making, yeah, I mean, they're making you do it right now as a story quest, so you can get, like, stuff from it. Chanting, whatever stuff from it.
Yeah, it's basically acting like you just hit 65 again.
Well, I'll do it, you know, if it gives gold and chanting, I'll do it. Anything that actually will help.
Oh, I noticed something, by the way.
Yeah, what?
People, people are acting retarded. And they're saying, oh, you have to be skilled to join my LFT.
That's stupid.
All of our fucking clears got reset. Well, I had to go into RM with this one group. There were a bunch of elitists, and it would have been clear. Well, it's as good as it can be at this point. And they're like, prove that you're actually a skilled player. So I had to go, and I logged on to my Ninja, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do this shit? Like, my clears got reset. No, they didn't. I still have all 86 fucking clears in Lewis Keep. I still have all 40 clears from RMHM. Like, it's all still there.
Yeah, so basically, you proved to them that, hey, you were skilled.
Yeah, but, I was under the impression when they took the dungeons out back in...
That they're gonna remove that?
No, that they wiped it all to 0. Because that's what it showed during that patch, that they was all at 0. But no, second they came back, and my clear count's back.
Yeah.
But yeah. And they're like, okay, I guess you are skilled. Like, why don't you have clears on this character then? That's a simple answer. This character was made after the last update.
Yeah, so that makes me wonder if because I ran this several times, so it's making me wonder if my clears were over here for this one.
Go to the main character.
Oh yeah, yep. Oh yeah, it shows 3 times. Yeah, so I have ran this twice on my priest. When it was back then, and then I ran like think 3 or 4 times on my slayer. So I ran the dungeon more than once, just not that many times on one character. So I got 3 for that. So I know that one. So yeah, I've never done Ruinous Manor or like Sky Cruiser Everdor ever. I've done those Keep, but I've never done the hard mode for it. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing the hard mode.
Hard mode is
a bitch.
Hard mode. No, not really.
I've never done it, so but I am looking forward to. So.
Basically, this boss has a destructible phase. Okay.
So do you think, so are the other ones easy, like Ruinous Manor, Sky Cruiser, Everdor? Are those pretty easy?
I don't know about I used to run Sky Cruiser back in the day, but Ruinous Manor, the Endurance has... Ooh, yeah. The Endurance is worse than Mangelmeyer.
Yeah. I still wasn't able to clear that, and they just got rid of it, and I was really wanting to clear that. Just be like one dungeon that I actually knew the mechanics to clear.
The mechanics themselves aren't hard, it's just now the endurance is just fucking retarded.
Yeah. And, I mean, I was running with people from Retribution, and they were like, we were running, but apparently some of the people kept dying from, and Retribution's like the second guild on here under sick. So, I don't think myself.
This might come as a heartbreaker, but I would say no one go into Ruinous Manor unless
You're
You are
prepared.
at least mid-tier frost math.
And you're
It was
prepared. And you're prepared for it, technically.
meh on the prepared part because I mean I can easily like right now I
I
haven't
would
done
say
shit
be
on
prepared for it for
fucking my
someone
local
like
board.
me. I would just say in general for
Yeah,
someone like me who's never ran it. Just be prepared.
yeah. I mean, first boss is literally like it's so fucking easy because how do I explain this? He basically has like demon wheel colors, like the whole like in and out on first boss, but he has a debuff like a little orb under him, and that orb's glowing as a color, and he'll sit there and change his color up to like 3 or 4 times before he does the
Mhm.
mechanic, and you'll have a debuff under your well where your debuffs go normally. And if you are the same color as him, you need to get on the outside ring. If you're the opposite color, you need to get on the inside ring, and that's it. That's the biggest thing you gotta worry about. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you literally see him start to rear up and do that mechanic, and the whole entire arena goes red. Just fucking dodge in or out, depending on your color. That's it. It's done. Nothing to it. Okay. Oh, this dungeon is fucking easy. And then second boss, that's a little more complicated.
Mhm.
It's basically just one of the fucking giant obelisks,
Yeah.
and he has a little baby that will come and fuck with you, debuff you, etc., and try and kill you.
Damn.
And the baby has a hunger bar, and there's like 10 eggs or something like that around the edge.
Mhm.
And you have to kite the baby for as long as you can. I normally feed him around like 75–80%, or that's when I start trying to feed him, because sometimes he doesn't want to eat properly like he's supposed to.
Yeah.
But if you don't feed him and he gets to 100, then he'll pull everybody in, everybody will get a debuff, and possibly cause a wipe. But also, um, if the boss, like when the boss does his charging attack, kind of like third boss on Caliban,
Mhm.
if you if whoever got the secondary aggro for the charge lets the boss or aims the boss too close to one of the eggs, the boss will eat one of the eggs, his endurance will go up, his speed will go up, and the bleed effect he puts on you will go up.
Sounds really terrible.
Yeah, it really sucks when you run out of eggs. I'll leave it at that. Never want to run out of eggs.
Yeah, because you run out.
And
If you run out eggs, you're SOL.
and with how high the endurance is in that fucking dungeon, making sure you feed the little shit at as late as possible. Yeah, no, that's yeah. You want to buy as much time as you can, like for real.
Yeah.
And then Lackalith, last boss. Now that one's kind of like the mechanics are simple. It's just like seeing the tails for that mechanic yourself, you know.
Mhm.
Um, so she has her swipe DPS phase. If she starts swiping at the tank with her right hand, it's swipe DPS. You're free to DPS. The DPS don't have to worry about nothing. If
Mhm.
she starts the swipes with her left hand, then she's gonna do swipe, tail, and that's when she does like a backflip, and then she's gonna slam her tail into the ground. And that tail cannot be iframed. You have to get the fuck out. Like, you have to get out of that red. Anywho,
Mhm.
then there's secondary aggro targeting. That's just lasers. That mean there's no real actual uh, way to prevent it, or just one person gets targeted and shoot those lasers, and you can easily dodge them. But Next is her in and out phase. She will start freaking out, and your screen will shake. You know when she's doing fucking in and out.
Mhm.
But she'll either, if she turns her head to the left just barely, like just kind of like if she's looking over her shoulder, then it's gonna be you want to stay in and then dodge out.
Yeah.
If she turns her entire body, like she's trying to like turn around and like scratch the back of her leg or grab her tail or something like that, then you want to go out and then in.
Okay.
What am I forgetting? So when it's my normal mode, the only thing you really have to worry about after that is fate, and she'll say something along the lines of I hold your fate in my hands, or it's your fate. So I can't remember the exact phrase. But what this is you just kind of like keep your body, keep yourself moving, and right when the circle appears, the time you just iframe out, and whoever is the closest person to Lackalith gets fate, and you get the little like scramble ball above your head. So what this is anyone who has fate takes double damage. So you never want the tank or the healer to have fate.
Yeah. It's better to have a DPS take it, because they'll be okay with it.
Now there's more of a mechanic to hard mode for fate, and that's if in hard mode there's a new mechanic, and it's soul spheres, and you have little like skull soul orbs going around, or red and yellow. Ours, I think, I can't remember what that's the colors, but so for soul spheres, anyone who has fate needs to take a yellow one. Anyone without fate takes a red. This is important because if someone with fate takes a red, it'll kill them instantly. So everybody needs to know what the fuck they're doing on that one.
Yeah, seems like they need to know what the fuck they're doing throughout the whole dungeon.
I run this dungeon in my fucking sleep on my sword.
So you could be sleeping, your hands could just be like holding a controller, basically. Like you know the keys, basically.
Get it down and you realize what's going on as a DPS, like yeah, you're just kind of. Oh, swipe DPS or.
Yeah, you could be doing call-outs in your sleep.
I was doing call-outs for like the elitist guild I was in back when After Ninja dropped out. After my second clear, I was doing call-outs for them. That's how fucking easy it is.
Yeah.
Like, VS makes this look like child's play. But anywho, there's a few more mechanics in hard mode, like, 50% starts, oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so, in hard mode, just like how Lacken would, in hard mode would slam his foot and it would set off a chain of like, donut AoEs that you have to iframe through. Lackalith will take her tail, and the tail for it is she will say, I hold your fate in my hands. And her tail will literally go straight up in like a helicopter, and it'll draw the donut AoEs. And every time it completes the donut, they would explode. Like, so we draw a circle, the second the last line connects, it would explode, next one. And that, and so on. Iframe in. But that mechanic starts after 50%. And then the last one is pushback or debuff. And of course, Lackalith has to be dispelled on Hold Your Fate, by the way. But pushback is the tank is going to get double lasers, and then basically you get this like massive pushback from her, kind of like what would happen if you did an iframe but there's Mirage's water. And how the healer would have to cleanse.
Yeah.
Same exact concept, like dead ass. The exact same thing. So what the tank would do is it was when I did it. He would aim Lackalith at the wall, and we would go over to the side of her, huddled up with the healer, and we would all get pushed back. But we were close enough to the tank that we could cleanse the tank too, but we didn't get hit by double lasers. So
Yeah.
we were out of the lasers, but we could still cleanse them.
Yeah.
But that's how that worked. Other than that, that's it. There's not much more to tell, honestly.
Yeah.
Damn, if only they needed a DPS and not a drone. Not a tank. Man, everybody needs a fucking tank. Well, I'm ready to queue Lilith again if you want.
Okay. I don't mind queuing again. So yeah, we can do that. Just dismantling some stuff that's in here, like stupid scrolls, magic scrolls and whatnot. Which I didn't know you could dismantle to get tokens, but yeah, so I'm doing that now. I'm just trying to clear some inventory space so it doesn't fill up and then be like, oh crap, I can't fit nothing in here now.
Right.
Because I don't want to be like, you know, some of my friends who have like all their shit in their like their parcel mail because they don't have a like empty inventory and stuff, and then they don't clear it, and I'm like, just put some in the bank or buy a bank slot, then put it in the bank. Okay, we can queue now. Ready?
Yeah, good.
Me too. Oh, we get in.
No. You said it would be better. Because it doesn't seem as
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
well, I'm not, but Foxy Sarah actually talked to Starlight from Gaming Guides Guild and offered to teach me and Star to PvP because Foxy likes us. Foxy actually has nothing against us, like us. They don't talk crap to us, but yeah, they like us and actually consider us a friend. I don't know why, but they offered to teach us, and I told Star, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, yo, tell Foxy. I'm like, the next time I talk to Foxy, tell Foxy, sure, they could teach us, but if they do, I'll be going basically with my Slayer, because they have a Slayer, and they main Slayer, so I might as well learn from them PvP with the Slayer.
Yeah.
So, but I haven't heard anything since then. But the other day, I went to Rally Bam, and there was only like 7 of us, for like a Rally Bam, instead of trying to kill it at like 6:30 in the morning. And one person from Villains comes over, a Valkyrie named Deliria or something. They come over and they start like killing all of us. And that's after the Lancer and the whole Rally Band had like DC'd. And then Foxy ends up getting off her basically. Yeah, Foxy gets off her Brawler, like leaves it in the thing, but gets off, switches to her Slayer, and then comes over and then kills every single one of us who died. And I'm like, well, thinking like, why'd you kill us? And then Foxy's like, I'm good. And then Foxy's like, I had to kill you since you died to that, BR pose. And I'm like, are you kidding me? For that stupid shit.
Bruh.
I didn't get in with you. I got in with someone else. But yeah, that shit was stupid. And I was like, and I was out there as a healer, and I got freaking killed with Foxy. I'm thinking to myself, you considered me a friend, but yet you're out there doing this to me. And I was out here in a raid with you, keeping your ass healed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, that's just stupid. How Foxy was acting and shit about the whole thing. It is. And they killed every one of us. They killed me. And on top of that, that's after Fairy Child left. Because Fairy Child left because what happened was we were fighting the BAM. It was only like 7 of us. And we had the BAM at 64% and still had like 25 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes left to go. By the time, basically, like, by the time that Fairy, he says, fuck it, he says, I'm out of here, because he gave up, because he knew we weren't going to get done with it. So, basically, he left, and to go off to his thing, and then all of a sudden that person comes out and starts killing us. The person villain just starts PvPing us, and we have like 16 minutes left on the clock, and we are still at 62% on the BAM's life. And then Foxy comes out and kills us, and then Fairytale's like, what happened? I'm like, Foxy killed us. Fairytale's like, I'm coming back, I got your back, I'm coming back to kind of, you know, help you there. And so he came back to help, but then he ended up having to go to work, you know. So he had like, they called him and asked him to come into work, so he went in to go to work to make money, even though it was a day off of his. And then after that, I just left. I said, fuck it. I said, I'm leaving. I said, I'm out of here. So his point was being here. Because there wasn't enough people. Like at 6:30 in the morning. 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's right, I didn't fucking tell you. The way things are over here in the PvP, ha ha, no.
I was like, wait a second.
Bad brain. Bad brain.
I was like, what?
The way things are over here on the PvE server, we have DPS classes that will actually tank instead of DPSing.
Wow.
Like, for example, my last 2 clears in Bell Champ's Very Hard mode to get the Bell Champ title, the shiny one, I had a Berserker tank for me.
Is that good or bad that they want to tank? Or that they actually tank?
K's a fucking god.
But I mean, is it good or bad over there that most of them actually tank instead of DPS?
Oh no, like, he's a hybrid is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just meant for in general with anybody who actually is a DPS. Is it good or bad for them to, like, you know, want to tank?
If you have a Berserker or a Warrior that can DPS or tank, depending on the situation, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, not come here. I've been in Velk's Hold before and a few other dungeons where we actually had to have a Berserker tank because the actual tank themselves sucked. Like, sucked ass. They were that bad.
Oh no, see, I have ran with Tay quite a few times, and we would have problems like on first boss of VS where, like, okay, our tank got swiped into the fire, and out of nowhere we're thinking, okay, it's gonna be great, we can break that crystal soon. Nope, Tay just switches to full-blown badass mode and starts tanking, and I'm just like, huh? Nani? And the reason that this sparks my memory is because he's tanking VS, or not VS, god damn it, I want to go back. Anyway, he is currently sub-tanking the lowest feet hard mode right now. Where?
Well, apparently it seems like someone here is just like complaining about the new enchantment. They're talking about how the old gear, it took them 4 months just to get to plus 12 on one misery set for one character on top of failing, and then they said they couldn't even get past plus 9 on any of their other characters for misery.
Okay, if it took them 4 months to get the plus 12 on misery,
yeah,
they just need to give up on fucking Tera.
It took me like 2.5 weeks, maybe, yeah, about 2.5 weeks for my ninja. And that's all I ever do is run dungeons constantly. I run dungeons so much on here that my mom, whenever she wants like to talk to me, she's like, every time I need your helper to talk to you, you're always in a fucking dungeon. Dungeons are your life. So yeah, so that's how much time I spend.
Yeah.
That's how much time I spend. That's how much time I spend in dungeons. My mom's like, oh, I regret, you ever getting that console, because that's all you ever do is fucking dungeons this and dungeons that. So I spent so much time in dungeons that when I was on my ninja, it took me 2.5 weeks to get full plus 12 misery.
Yeah.
So basically 4.5 months is quite ridiculous, you know. And I've had, and I mean, for me, I had my share of fails, you know, with you know, my misery for my ninja, but it didn't take 4 months with all the fails I had.
For me, it took me like a day, if that.
Well, you have some good luck then.
No, I had fucking a static group back then.
Oh, then
and what
yeah.
we did is when the patch fucking dropped, we went and ran everything. Until like, okay, we ran BR. Alright, well, 2 of us got our stuff, but the tank, his boots didn't drop. Alright, well, we run it again and we try to get his boots.
Yeah.
And we had a static that just did that, so literally within, I think it was like a day, everybody had their fucking, the healers had their misery, I had mine, like everybody was golden. And I had feedstock built up, just like 10,000 plus feedstock of tier 10, and I converted it all to tier 11, and just fucking enchanted all my shit up, and I was done. And then I spent the next 2 weeks, well, about 2.5 weeks to get plus 15 ambush weapon on my ninja. I never did go, anything more than just my weapon, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Like, there was no time being wasted at all, like, no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the person's still complaining. The person says, I feel cheated on my main. Like they were cheated.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what
Come talk to me, I'll let you know about getting cheated, don't even.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying I felt cheated on my main, talking about how they like the old system, how this one sucks, how this one they're complaining. Oh yeah, well the old one I couldn't get past 9 misery on my other characters, and it took me 4.5 months to get misery on plus 12 on my other character, and now with this new update I gotta start all over with feed and elk. I'm like, you don't use elk or feed anymore, and you're not really cheated. You gotta actually talk to people who actually have been cheated.
Yeah, like, you want to talk about getting cheated back in the last update on your gear. Think of all the people who have hundreds of fails trying to get the plus 13 on their death rack, and I got mine in 29 total attempts at plus 15.
Yeah, and
they got
yeah.
cheated.
Yeah. I mean, just getting my weapon up to plus like 12 from my ambush, I failed quite a bit on that. Getting it to plus 12.
My ambush, my plus 15 had 55 attempts to get to plus 15 after hitting plus 12. Oh, no wonder I'm having MP issues. My fucking shit ran out.
Damn.
Yeah, we're already on second boss for hard mode.
I see the person's going on saying, and now I have to start my feed in elk stock all over. I'm like, they don't use feed stock or elk hest anymore, so why are you saying, you know, that you gotta start that all over again when they don't even use that anymore? Like, that's just basically you dismantled that shit now. And yet they're still going on about it. I'm like, really? Some people.
Yeah, no, some people are not the brightest.
Yeah, some people are definitely not the brightest. Yep. Some people don't use their heads on here.
No, that's too difficult.
Like yesterday while I was basically broadcasting, I had this one person that I had only been like basically like friends with. Okay, like been friends with for like about a week and a half, and they have never, like, they jumped in a party before, but they never got on mic because they said they're too shy to, like, I guess get on mic and talk and shit. And they saw, I guess, jumped into like my broadcast and saw it, and then they started asking me these questions. They're like, are you really 28? I'm like, no, I'm 29. and like that, and they're going on, I think you're lying and you wish you were 28 and so on. And I'm like, so I had to get into this debate telling him I have legal documentation to prove that I'm actually 29, my actual age and stuff. And then at one point they start going asking me, are you Asian? And I'm like, no. So after they started asking these questions, I was in the process of typing them, telling them that I am like a white dude and so like that. And I tried to tell him, I'm like, dude, I'm white. And while I was in the process of typing him that, he writes back saying, I think you're a child. And I'm like, you gotta be a child. And I'm like, are you serious? And then after that he goes and says, you want to play Tera? I'm like, what kind of shit is this?
A dumb shit.
I'm like, first you tell me you think I'm lying about my age and that I wish I was 28, I'm assuming I'm a teenager, wishing I was an adult, and then turning around and asking me if I'm Asian, and turning around and assuming that I'm a child, and then asking me if I want to play Tera afterwards. And he asked me, and when he was asking me, the servers just went down. I'm like, you are asking me to play Tera, and the servers just went down. So I told him, like, the servers went down for 3 hours. Then he's all like, well, why are the servers down? And he's all like asking me, well, why are the servers down? And why are they doing maintenance? And what are they adding in the maintenance? I had to explain what they're all adding to the game. Like, kind of like.
Sounds like a fucking scrub who didn't even make 65 and was wanting to play.
I can't remember he made 65 or not. I'm not sure. I think he has several characters that are actually he has a lot of characters that are 65. He mainly plays on the PvE server, but he has characters in the PvP. His name is, I think, MKZ something. That's his PlayStation name. I don't know his character's name. I know on here he has a character called Baby Velk. That's in Villain's Baby Valkyrie. And then he's got one on it's a sorcerer on the PvE server called Beastie or something. So yeah, he's got several 65 characters. So, but yeah, and I told him the servers went down, and I'm like, you act like no one's told you this. You act like you never read it, you never heard about it. Tara never mentioned it, and you're like, what? Really? They're adding that? For real? That's how he acted when I explained things.
Yeah, no.
And then so after that, after explaining things, he's all like, so you're gonna be on 3 hours from now? I'm like, I'm like, I want it to be, and I was planning on it, but I told him probably I wasn't gonna say for sure yes, because then he wouldn't play with me, like game with me. But I ended up falling asleep watching Fairy Child play Red Dead Redemption with my sister and broadcast. That's what I did. I basically watched them broadcast through his YouTube channel of them playing Red Dead, and I hadn't had sleep all day or all night the night before, so I ended up falling asleep on him and only got 4 hours of sleep before I woke back up. And then I ended up getting back in party with him, and he played for a bit, a little bit more Red Dead, my sister, and then he went off to bed. But yeah.
This was last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I went to fucking bed. As soon as that 9 gig update popped up, I was like, yeah, no, fuck this. Put my PlayStation to rest, and I went to sleep.
I fell asleep, so when I woke up, the whole update was done and over with. But that person, man, he was annoying the shit out of me. With all the questions of my age and stuff, and just asking what race I am, and
after finding all that out and everything, if you would have asked me, you want to play Tera, I would have been just like, I don't play with trash cans.
Me at one point when we were getting to the whole discussion, he was all saying, well, if you're really that, then why does your voice sound so young? And I'm like, because I get it from my parents, and along with looking really young. I mean, my mom looks I think 15 years younger than her actual age. It just runs in our family where we have these genes where you look really good. And I tried to explaining it to him, and then when he still didn't want to believe that I was, the age I am, I ended up writing him saying, like you'd understand. And I also wanted to add to that sentence, like you'd understand, you never get on mic. That's what I almost said to him. But I didn't write that, but I should have wrote that in there saying, like, you'd understand, you don't get in mic. because he never got a mic. He joins my party to listen but don't talk. And then on top of that, he wants to whisper me or write me in PlayStation messages. Like, for me, it got annoying because he was only in party like the once, and while we were in there, he wouldn't talk on like the mic, but he would type me through PlayStation message, over and over and over, like the whole entire time he was in the party. And I'm like, I'm in a dungeon, I can't type, and it's better that, you know, I talk to you through the mic.
Basically.
And this dude over here is like,
I wish CK and Smooth would actually get a fucking mic sometime.
yeah, because it becomes very difficult on people and becomes very hard.
Yeah, it's hard to do call-outs from mutes.
It is. I mean, if they actually have a normal headset, and in the headset, like they could listen, but if they had like a normal pair of headphones that did not have a mic, and they would join a party, at least they could hear what you were saying and follow your orders. But if not, you're screwed. I mean, you're screwed trying to run with people like that.
Basically.
Master, my life is yours.
But this dude, like, he's got several 65s, but I mean, his item level for all his characters were I think very low. As I was checking his characters, yeah. They were very low, because every time I ran with him, like on a sorcerer Beastie from the PD server, every time I run with him, I wouldn't purposely try to run with him. Like, I go and queue for Abscess just because I wanted to grind it for the feedstock and the vanguards and the gold, and also for guild quest. And every time I would actually every time I go to queue for that dungeon, I'd somehow end up in the dungeon with him. And I expected him, and I ended up expecting his character, and I was like, okay, I'm like, your item level is not that high. I'm like, it's not high enough to do the 417s.
Yeah, I could have told you just by the way he was acting and everything, and his knowledge of what's going on, that he wasn't a fucking in-game player.
Nope.
But I could have told you that.
Yeah, true. You could have. At one point, he ended up putting one of his characters, what the hell, like in gaming guides, and at one point he was all asking questions like, do you run in-game content, you know, do you run the hard mode dungeons, do you this and that? And I'm like, well, I
don't know, does a prostitute suck dick?
He was like asking he's asking a bunch of questions, like, I'm like, is this an interrogation or what? He goes, you're asking an awful lot of questions. Like, and at one point, like, I told him, and when we were talking, he was looking for a guild. I said, join my guild, and stuff like that. And then he goes and says, are you the guild master? And I'm like, what do you think? I said, my guild. I'm like, when people say, like, when someone says their guild, that I think that distinguishes that they're the GM when they say, oh, join my guild. Because most people say, like, oh, join the guild I'm in, it's a cool guild. That just means you're in a guild, but it's not yours. But when people say, join my guild, hello, I'm telling you, basically, I'm the GM. And like him, like, I tell him things, and I don't know if he like has a shitty memory or what, because later on he'll go back and ask the same question like an hour later, a few minutes later, a day later. I'm like, I just told you this yesterday. I just told you where I'm from, I told you how old I was, and yet you're asking me again. So I don't know if he'd be I don't know if it would be good to run with him in like the harder mode dungeons, because I feel like if you explain shit to him, the mechanics, he's gonna be like, can you repeat that?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna run with that kid, period. Fuck that shit.
He's gonna be like, can you repeat that? And it's like that, and then you repeat it, and he's like, can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
Yeah, nah, fuck that.
And you know what? It'd be like running with him. It'll almost be like something my brother would say, why don't you clean the wax out of your ears? Maybe you'll hear better.
I would have told him to get the fucking cock out of his ear and stop gargling fucking cum and listen up.
Yeah, my brother used to tell me that shit all the time. My brother used to say, well, maybe if you clean my brother used to tell me all the time, maybe if you clean the wax out your ears, you might be able to, you might hear better, you might listen better. I'm like, my ears are fine, okay? I'm like, sometimes I just choose to listen to certain things that certain people say. But I used to choose to listen to what my brother said. Like, if I didn't want to hear what my brother had to say, I'd ignore his ass and just let it go through one ear out the other. But I don't run with that dude. The only time I run with that dude, basically, it's through the Abscess dungeon. But I haven't run with MKZ at all, ever, in any other dungeons. And you know what kind of is really kind of interesting to me? He joined Villain, and Villain's a big guild that likes the PvP besides Game Over. So I'm starting to wonder, I'm like, if you can't run dungeons, can you PvP too? Because I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm always looking at you being removed.
Because if you can't run dungeons, then that's pretty easy. You just gotta follow people's orders and whatnot. Then I don't think you can PvP. And from the way he was speaking, and all those, like, because he was writing me basically while my broadcast was live, I feel like he's not an adult. I feel like he's got to be a teenager trying to assume I'm a teenager because my voice sounds quite young.
No.
Some teenagers are like that. They're like, I don't believe you, you're lying, no. And then, like, one dude, I told someone that I was actually 29, and he didn't believe the shit out of me, and I said, I got a state ID and a birth certificate to prove it. And then he goes and says, take a photo of your state ID and show me. And I'm like, oh, hell no.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, hell fucking no. I'm like, I'm not gonna show you my state ID so you can steal my identity and then get my address. I'm like, are you fucking nuts? I'm like, no. I'm like, And then when I told him that, he
they're not nuts. They're just fucking retarded.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
When I told him, I was like, I'm not sending you a damn photo of my ID. He says, why not? And I'm like, are you fucking stupid? You know, I'm like, to think I'd send you a photo of my ID. But yeah, that's the only person who's actually wanting me to send a photo of my documentation, like real proof of it. Like a picture through like PSN message. I'm like, other people, they don't actually, no one else has actually asked for my proof. They just don't believe me, even when I tell them I have proof, like documentation. They still don't believe me.
Huh. Interesting.
Mhm. Yeah, I gotta know that dude's other character names because he plays mainly in the PvE server, so I have to check out his other names. So I can let you know in case you ever come across him.
Oh, I can't imagine I'll ever come across with them.
I mean, when he's not running dungeons, he's hanging out a lot, like in Highwatch and in Velica, so he likes to stand around a lot.
Yeah, I definitely don't run into them because I'm never standing around. I'm always running content.
He does run dungeons too, but I don't know what dungeons he runs, but he does stand around, like, I think he stands around in between queues.
Oh yeah, see, I don't queue at
Oh,
all.
yeah, right now, yeah, he's right now on the Sorcerer, right now in the PvE server. His character name is, I can't even fucking see, damn it. Like, so fucking far away. His character's name is Pixameru or something. It's Pixameru. And he's, I don't know where he's standing. I don't know where he's at there, but yeah. I don't know where he's hanging out on that server, like, but yeah, that's his character online right now. Pixameru, I think that's how you pronounce his name. But he's a Sorcerer 65, so.
Never even heard of him.
Yeah. But his PlayStation name's NKZ215. But he plays them both, so yeah.
I really wish this fucking healer.
Yeah.
Fucking res pay already.
Yeah, I saw someone earlier in global chat. Was telling, I don't know who they were speaking to, but they were telling someone. In global chat. They were saying if you have not stumbled upon the airship quest, then you're at the wrong quest. Because apparently someone was trying to further advance to 65, and they were trying to further advance, and they were stuck at 60. And one person says, well, if you haven't stumbled upon the airship quest at 60, then you're at the wrong. Then you're doing the wrong quest.
Most likely, yeah. Because that's the only like thing that goes above fucking 60.
Yeah, so they were at the wrong quest.
First boss. He's a shit fucking healer.
Damn, what dungeon you doing?
Well, let's keep hard mode.
Oh, I see.
Like, the fucking, like, I lost, like, sitting there thinking, like, I'm sitting here, like, why the fuck isn't Tay up yet?
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck is Tay? Like, and then I start realizing, oh shit, I have the aggro. Why the fuck isn't Tay red yet? I don't want to sort tank, no!
Yeah.
Greetings, soldier.
What the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
A strong body won't let you down.
Doesn't the harder mode have like different mechanics or a few extra mechanics compared to like normal mode for Lilith Keep? I figured.
If you actually get hit by the AoEs, it counts how many times you got hit by it, and then you die if you just got 5 stacks.
Damn. If I attempt to run that, I would attempt to run with someone I know who could tell me the few extra mechanics. But I would not, I wouldn't really try, if I was to attempt to run with people, like through instant, like random, I would hope that someone would actually run with me, someone I know who's run it before, but I'm not going to run the whole complete 4 randoms, maybe 3, and someone who's run it and can be like, hey, this is what happens, dodge, but to run with like complete whole set of random people, no. I'd probably wait.
Yeah, no, I'm not running with random ass people that.
Well, I run with random people because I can't even get a group over here to form. The only groups you see form are Retribution. Retribution runs with their own people from the guild, and it's the same with Sick. Sick runs with Sick, and Retribution runs with their own Retribution.
And see over here, there's like, I'll literally call you on it. There's 6 pages of LFPs.
Yeah. And Guam, like people from the Orden, they'll run with the other people sometimes, but they normally run with their own. They normally just run with the Orden. People run their own guild. So yeah. Like right now, I'm looking at the LFG, there's only 1 LFG up. On the LFG, yeah. And it's for Calvin's challenge. They're looking for a group because while they're instant queuing, they feel like they're not going to get into it, but they will get into an actual group. It just may take, at this time of the night for me, like going on 8 o'clock, it would take about 15-20 minutes, no longer. But if you start to queue for it later throughout the night, it's going to take longer. But right now, it's not going to take that long. And so, I feel like, they're just like, they only have that up so they can look for a group because they don't want to queue because they feel like it's not going to happen. But it will. I don't really do LFGs. I really ever. It's like very rare to do LFGs. I normally do like actually queue for the dungeon and do get into it because for some reason I kind of have a little bit of patience waiting because in that meantime I can multitask while, you know, waiting for a dungeon to pop.
I do LFG because I'm picky about who I run with.
I mean, I'll run with people, but if they're shit, like, I just vote to kick and get someone else, and if they're real bad, and I only do this very, very few often, it's very rare that I do it, I will leave the dungeon if I've gotten to the point where I've been fed up. But if not, I don't really leave the dungeon. I normally try to stick it out because I don't want to lose my entries for the dungeon, but if I'm fed up, I will sometimes leave, but it's very rare that I actually ever just say fuck it and leave an actual dungeon. Well, in the middle of progress. I'm trying to find. But yeah, I'm surprised that person hasn't tried to write me and ask if I want to play. Because he's on right now and he sees that I'm on.
Still not giving her medicine.
Damn. Gotta find my charger. My thing's about to die. Shit. Put my controller in the charger so it doesn't die. I'll be right back real quick.
Alright.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
Cute. Yep. I gotta run this quest again.
Oh, we're down to 3 pages of LFQs.
Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, you still got quite a bit.